Hi, and welcome to your yoga session. So, today's 30-minute practice is full body, all levels. You can have your yoga blocks handy if you know those are um, props that you often use. And other than that, take it at your own pace, see how you go. If you have any questions, remember to let me know afterwards. Get in touch with me. Other than that, if you like, you can listen to a bit more of the chats, or if you're doing this on catch up, maybe skip forward to the start of the session. But for everyone here live, good morning. It has been a while. It has been a while. Um, yeah, so much love, appreciation, so much gratitude to everyone who has just been so supportive of me living my best life in the month of May. My birthday month, my wedding month, going on honeymoon month, all of these things. And now I am back for June, and I must say I'm quite excited. Zero plans for the month of June, which is just something I don't quite understand. I'm like trying to wrap my head around the fact that there's nothing going on quite yet. But there will be one thing going on a lot in June, and that is yoga. So it is great to be back. I'm just going to get these links out to everybody. Those of you who are here, please say hi. I want to know how you're doing. I want to know how you're feeling. I want to know how your bodies are feeling. Let me get this out and then I'm done here. Um, I did do a little post yesterday, just a little reminder that I would be back today. I told you guys I'm back in June, and I hope to see everyone at yoga like every week, firstly at Wednesdays. And then obviously we'll have our Saturday sessions this month, guided meditations, and a whole lot of other things that are going to be popping up this month. Natalie Peterson, good morning. Lorna Percy, hello. Iva, hello, gorgeous. Lovely to see all the names pop up here. Those of you saying hi, thanks for checking in, and please enjoy the catch up session later. Remember to log your sessions in the app so you can keep track. Remember, the app is such an amazing reflection tool. Often we get very carried away in life, we get really busy, and we can forget about kind of like the cheats or the bad habits if we don't take note of them. But we can also forget about the good things that we did, because we can get stuck in a little bit of a mindset of, maybe I didn't do good enough or do well enough. When you look back on your month, you go, wow, actually, I did a lot more than I thought I did. So remember to keep logging, using that app, such a valuable tool. Um, Everyone who's here, say hi. Let me just double check. Let me get into this link here quickly. Pat Governor, hello, lovely. Sandra Robb, good morning. Guys, you won't really need any specific props for this morning practice, but you are welcome to have your yoga blocks nearby. I've got mine nearby. I will give you a little demo on how to use them in the poses that we'll be working through. Today is going to be very much full body awareness. Be working a combination of flexibility, of strength, looking at the directions and the movement of the spine, bringing ourselves present into the moment, and taking the opportunity today to set our intention for the month ahead. Amanda, hello, good morning. Megan Tassif, Michelle Engelbrecht, hello, gorgeous. And of course, Mr. President, hello, Ed. Ed, are you doing some yoga this morning? I hope so. Catherine Collins, so lovely to be back. Honestly, it really, really, really is. Um, but I am so excited to be back, and it's how life works. It's like all this, like a lot of irony fluttering around the world. But coming back to this month with Jono and Jules, and Timbavati and all about the rhino. And I can tell you guys, I can't, we're not really like allowed, when you go on these game reserves and so on, you can't really share the information of, how many rhino, if they had rhino or whatever it is. But I was on a different reserve, and yes, they did have rhino. It was just, it always leaves me in awe to see these creatures. Like, they're real life dinosaurs, like walking around you. Being in the bush was absolutely incredible. It is something truly special. I've never been a massive bush person. And maybe it's because I was there like on my honeymoon, so it was like extra special to be there. Um, but it really, really did resonate with me, and the efforts and the work of these reserves and of these lodges, all the staff, I have a friend who works for the anti-poaching unit, and he's needing to have a back surgery because of like some of the work that he's done, an incident that he was involved in. It's really massive. Good morning, Joe, Jardine. See you, Artie, good morning. It's really massive, the work that these people are doing, and it's to preserve nature and our planet and our animals for future generations. So get involved, get stuck in the month of June. There really is no reason not to. You've got 4 weeks lying ahead of you. We've got programs setting you up at that time. And by doing it, we will be supporting an amazing cause, bringing in awareness. You guys know in the last Flippery, yeah, over 2 years now that we have been able to raise awareness around so many different causes because of your help. And then, of course, the flip side is that there are insane prizes that you will be able to win by logging your sessions by simply using the web app. Om Cherie, good morning. Renata Stradom, thank you so much. Um, Janine Poole, hello, lovely. Love seeing your name here. Um, Bianca Kramer, good morning. Oh, loving seeing all of you guys here. It's really great to be back. We've got about 5 minutes to go before we get started. Um, as I mentioned, you can have your yoga block nearby. Always helpful to have your props if you know you've had to use them at some point in stage, to make sure that you have them nearby so that you can grab them when you need them. If you've not had anything to drink yet this morning, please, glass of water. hmm Another thing, you can log in the web app, making sure you're staying hydrated. I must say, I did all right with my water on my leave now, but I think there was definitely more wine than water was had over the last couple of days of honeymoon. Actually, some amazing wines, and you guys all know that my husband, now husband, is a winemaker, or farm manager now here in Hermanus. So um, always happy when he's happy with the wine we get. But for this month, it is water for me. It's the month of yoga. It is setting an intention of clearing and cleansing. I know a lot of us are spread all over the world. Those of us here in this hemisphere where we're going into winter, a beautiful time. I love this month is about nature and animals and everything. And I love the comparison of, or the understanding and the concept of hibernation of animals. I think it's just absolutely brilliant. I think humans might work like in a more functional way if we could just like hibernate for like a month a year. Um, so I am definitely moving into hibernation for the next 3 months. Hi, Amisha, thank you so much. And unfortunately, hibernation does not mean crawling into a little hole and sleeping. But what it does mean is perhaps just pulling back a little bit from all the distractions, from everything, everyone that's been pulling and tapping at your energy through these busy months of summer and out and activities where things can slow down a little bit more. It can become a little more inward, a little more uh, a lot of a lot of time for self-reflection, and you guys give me a good cleansing time, a good sorting through your home time on the days when it's raining, taking that little bit of downtime. um, and but I'm quite excited because I have a friend who's selling her like inside like bicycle, her like static bike, and I'm buying it from her. So I'm going to be doing a lot of indoor cycling in winter, which I'm very excited about. We have about 3 minutes to go before we get started. Hello, Dad. I know my dad is here. Es Marie, hallo liefde. Ek sien jy's ook hier. Baie lekker om jou naam te sien. And I'd love to find out, like, how is everyone doing? Maybe either in a word or in a sentence. We've got about 2 or 3 minutes to go before we get started. So quickly pop in the comments. It can be one word, it can be a hashtag, it can be a quick sentence. In the next minute or two, pop in the comments. I'm going to be checking in with you guys via the app as well today and on the Facebook pages. But let's see how you're all doing. Good morning, Tracy Shepherd. Pat is doing good. That's quite broad, Pat, but I'm glad. Good is good. Bianca Kramer recovering. Oh, Bianca recovering from what? I would love to know a little more details about that. Cherie is feeling great. That is fantastic. I'm also feeling great. Say that if I had to describe how I'm feeling from the end of May into the new month of June, like the word would be transition. I feel like I'm like stepping out of this version of myself that's like moving into a new version of myself, and I'm still trying to quite understand how and who that is. And that's the beauty of getting on your mat, is you get this time to reflect. Janine Poole is happy. Es Marie introspective. Es Marie, I would obviously I would expect that from you. Joe is relaxed. And Bianca is recovering from the flu. I've actually heard that a few people were ill while I've been away. A lot of people with quite hectic sinus infections and antibiotics and all kinds of things. But I hope that if you have been ill, that you are feeling better. Mat's not rolled out. Roll it out. Have a last sip of water. Michelle is feeling happy and grateful. Michelle, that's exactly how I know you. All right, everyone, it has just turned 7 o'clock. We are going to start on our mats in a child's pose, please. Please make sure that when you set yourself up for your morning yoga sessions, that you have put aside this time, these 30 minutes, asked everyone in your home to give you this time, to not interrupt you, to just allow you to have these 30 minutes on your mat. All right, so starting in a child's pose, you're going to bring your big toes to touch, separate your knees, take a nice wide knee child's pose so we can just allow a bit of space for the belly, allow the belly to be quite soft. You're going to reach your hands forward, tuck your chin in and soften the head down to the floor. Those of you who really struggle with that flexion in the knees for your child's pose, remember you can always just come into a little butterfly pose. We're still getting a nice opening in the hips and a nice lengthening of the spine, but you don't have to have that weight on the flexion of the knees. So you just need to adapt as you go. And if you struggle with these things during your practice, of course, always feel free to send me a message. Otherwise, placing their forehead down on the mat. Taking a couple deep breaths in and out. The lungs, the back of the lungs, the sides of the lungs, and emptying all the way out. All right, and then we'll take a last moment here just to set an intention either for your practice, maybe for the day ahead, maybe for the month ahead, whenever it is you're doing the session, whatever comes up for you, but being specific and almost dedicating this practice to that intention. All right. Spreading through the palms, spreading through the fingers. You're going to take a little lift of the head, come all the way up onto your fingertips. If you're seated, you're just going to twist to your right. If you're in your child's pose, walk your hands all the way over to your right, go as far as you can. I want you to roll your left shoulder down, level to right. Curl your chin in again and soften the head down. Notice if that left leg is lifting up away from the heel. Can you press into your fingerprints gently and feel that you can sink your buttocks down a little more, getting this nice stretch across the left side of the body, left rib cage, really breathing into that left side body now as you inhale in and out through the nose. Well done. Take a little lift of the head. We'll move over to our second side. So going all the way over to your left, two long straight arms. Try lift your body a little bit onto the left thigh if possible, or just squeezing it against the inner left thigh. Roll right shoulder level to left, curl the chin in, and allow the spine to lengthen and curve to the left. Press into those fingerprints so you bring right buttock down to the floor. And then for a last moment or two here, can you try and relax your outer shoulders down a little? Soften the outer shoulders to melt down to the floor. Right, taking a little lift. Bring yourself back through to center. Let's just find our symmetrical child's pose for another moment or two. You can stay cupped all the way up onto your fingertips. Sink the chest down, sink the head down. All right, lift the head. Come onto all fours. Knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. A nice spread through the palms. Tops of the feet are pressing into the mat. We'll move 5 rounds of our cat-cow. So inhaling, allow the sit bones to lift away from the back of the knees. Curl the ears back. Let's tuck the toes under. Go into your extension, that's your cow. And then untuck the toes, cat. Press the tops of the feet into the mat, curl the chin in, tuck that tailbone down, and really feel like you're trying to press your spine up through the skin of the back body. 4 more. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Keep going 3 more rounds. Take a time to complete your rounds. Remember, breathe first and then move. When you finish your last round, coming into a neutral spine, just check the setup of your hands again. You want to be nice and symmetrical. your hands at least the width of your shoulders. Those of you who have quite large or tight shoulders, take your hands even wide out. You might even feel that your pinky finger moves a little off the edge of the mat. That's okay. Knees are hip distance. We're going to move into a super bent knee downward dog. So tuck the toes under, press into the hands. Keep the knees bent, but start to press into your hands. Come into a nice, long, diagonal line with the spine. Okay, roll those outer shoulders down. I want you to have a look at your elbows. Try and roll the elbows so that the crease of the elbows, the inside of the elbows, point forward to the opposite corners of the mat instead of the crease pointing to the middle or backwards. Okay, so almost like you really loop in the armpits. Relax the head. You can nod the head yes, nod the head no. Then you're just going to start to pedal out the legs here really slowly. So let's keep left knee bent, extend right leg, try anchor right heel down to the mat. Switch on the breath. All right, bend right knee, extend left leg. And then let's make that a little more fluid. So just pulsing here between the two, one and then the other. Getting into the calf muscles, switching on the arm muscles. Switching on the breath in and out through the nose. Try stay symmetrical on your mat. Alright, then coming to stillness, maybe you straighten out the legs. I'm going to look forward. You're going to walk to the top of your mat. So you can walk one foot and then the next foot, or kind of walk a couple steps at a time. Come to the top of your mat. Keep the knees bent. As you come into a halfway lift, press into your shins and lift and lengthen the spine. So here, you might be a little higher. You might even have your hands on your thighs. What I want you to really focus on is tilting through the pelvis, lengthening through the spine. Start to connect a little to the core as you draw the top of the head forward. And then relax down into a forward fold. You can reach for your opposite elbows. Curl your chin in. Let's keep that little bend in the knees. You're just going to sway side to side. Deep breath in through the nose. A big sigh out through the mouth. And come to stillness. Deep breath in through the nose. And big sigh out through the mouth. And one more deep breath in through the nose. And big sigh out through the mouth. Nice. Release the arms down. Heavy head, heavy arms. Bend the knees. Prepare for a spinal roll. So remember, you roll from the bottom all the way up, tractioning through the spine. It should feel really nice. Then you're going to come all the way up. Take a big loop of the arms, of the shoulders. All right, so you can stay facing forward the short side of your mat. You're going to move into horse pose, which is similar to our goddess pose in Pilates, like Dom teaches. Taking the feet out to the side, toes are turned out. You bring the chest back. You can bring the hands into prayer pose in front of the heart space. So you could stay facing that direction. Just to show you, for the purposes, I'm going to face the front, but you can stay facing the short edge of your mat. So palms are going to be together. You're sitting nice and deep. And we're just going to get some movement through the hips, through the upper body, through middle back, lower back. Get the arms moving, get the breath moving, get a little bit of heat in the body. So the first movement is an extension. You're going to open the palms, Draw your arms back as far as you can. Lift the chin slightly. Let the tailbone lift up back behind you slightly. And then you're going to sit a little deeper. You're going to curl and round. So you're going to bring your fingertips to touch. Curl your chin and really round through the spine. Tuck that tailbone. Come back into a neutral spine. And as you do, keep the middle fingers tips touching as you bring the palms to face the chest. And then we'll exhale, so you'll flip your palms down. Sit down as deep as you can. Some of you might touch the floor. And then we'll release, star pose, straighten out the legs, bring the arms up. Bring the palms to touch above you, Anjali Mudra, and then back into your horse pose. All right, so we're going to move that with the breath. Before we do that, I want you to have a look at your feet. I want you to lift all your toes. Don't lift the foot. The foot stays grounded. I'm grounded through the four corners of the feet. I'm just lifting and spreading the toes. Feel how that activates the muscles in the legs. Well done. And then you can lower the toes down. Keep feeling that you're wrapping these outer thighs down. And try not to take your toes, your foot outwards more than your knee. Try to keep the knees and the feet in the same angle. All right. We'll move 3 rounds with a breath. Okay, so I want you to think mobility, strength, range, all of those things as we move through these movements. So inhale, prepare to extend. Exhale, sit nice and deep, curl and round, fingerprints to touch. Inhale, neutral spine, look forward, hands to chest. Exhale, sit as deep as you can, get into those inner groins. Squeeze the buttocks, star pose, release, inhale. Sit nice and deep, exhale, horse pose. Inhale, extend. Exhale to curl round. Inhale, neutral spine. Exhale, sit deep. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, horse. Last one. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl and round. Inhale, neutral. And exhale, sit deep. Inhale, come all the way up. Palms to touch. And you're back in your horse pose. Well done. Straighten out the legs. You can bring the toes to face forward. Bring the hands to the hips. Remembering that you should be facing the front of your mat here. You're going to bring your feet together onto your mat. Big toes to touch. There we go. Sorry, chair pose. Sit nice and deep. Sweep the fingertips past the floor. Look up, reach up, and then bring the hands to the heart. Taking a little twist to your right. Keep your hips facing forward. Just over to your right. If that's enough for you, stay there. If you want to go a little deeper, hook left elbow across right thigh. Okay, look down. Make sure that your left knee is not pulling past your right knee. Keep the hip line level. One more breath. Beautiful. Release the arms. Come back all the way up to stand. And then sweep the arms round, back and down. Big full circle. Back into your chair pose. Sit down. Anjali Mudra, Pray Mudra, hands to heart. Lengthen the spine slightly before you twist to the left. Either staying up quite high or pulling that right elbow across. Well done. Release to come all the way up to stand high mountain. And then release the arms round back and down. All right, this is where you might use your yoga blocks. If you've got blocks, place them at the front edge of your mat. Hands together, hands to hips, feet together. We're stepping back for a pyramid pose. So let's step the right foot back. Front toes are facing the short edge of the mat. Back toes turn slightly out. And you're still encouraging this right hip to roll forward. Two strong straight legs. Going to reach the arms all the way up. Start to hinge from your hips. If you need to here, bend this front knee a little bit. All right, you can bring your hands to your block. Lift up through the thighs. Keep that little bend in that front knee if you need to. Draw the crown of the head forward. And start to tuck the chin in. Lift through the lower belly. Just going to double check my phone is charging. Lift through the lower belly. And lengthen the spine forward. And this is where some of you might stay if you're using your block. This might be enough for you, especially if this front knee is quite bent. Then here it's just about feeling, maybe I straighten it a little bit, release it. You can kind of just feel that movement around the hips and the back line of the body. Some of you might take the blocks down to a lower height, release a little further. Some of you might take your hands all the way to the floor. Wherever you are, curl the chin in. We're taking 3 more full deep breaths here. Try anchor through that back heel and lift the lower belly. All right, after that third exhale, look forward. You're going to bend your front knee, step your right leg forward to meet left, take a halfway lift. Move down into a forward fold. Here, you could even bring your hands to the back of the legs as you draw yourself a little deeper. Don't overdo it. Just kind of feel out where your body is. You can, again, take a little nod of the head, yes and no. And prepare for spinal rolls. You relax your arms down. Bend the knees from the bottom up. Press into the feet. Roll the spine all the way up and loop the shoulders. Hands to hips. Excuse me, second side. Left leg steps back. Right toes are facing forward. Okay, a little squeezing of pubic bone to navel so you keep this front body connection. Take a little further lift of the chest. I feel this extension, this lifting of the spine. And then from here, hinge through the hips. Hinge, hinge, hinge. Try keep the spine nice and long while keeping the hip line level. So you don't want to feel your hips are kind of moving all over the show. So it's quite nice to start off with the hands on the hips. Then if you use blocks, you're on your blocks. If you need to bend that front leg a little bit, bend that front leg. Curl the chin in and allow the back line to soften. Maybe moving through a little full body scan here as you feel where it is in the body, that the body is holding tension. Is there a part of the foot that you can maybe just relax a bit, or perhaps the ankle moving up through the back of the knee? There's still a firmness in the legs, but not a tight holding. You don't want it to feel stressful or straining. You want to allow the body to feel safe and supported. That's why we use props as well, so that it can release those areas. We're going to take about 2 more breaths here. Well done. And then you'll take a lift, look forward, bend into your standing leg, step left foot forward to meet right, take your halfway lift, and then down into your forward fold. Again, maybe hands come behind the calf muscles. And just notice how you feel in this third forward fold after that first one we did. Any difference going on in the body, in the mind. Don't overthink it. Just focus on the movement. So everyone should be back now. Of course, there will be technical issues on the first day that I'm back. As I said, a little tricky transition, moving onto our buttocks. So if a squat is not accessible to you, please come sit in your butterfly pose. Otherwise, from here, sitting yourself down into your malasana squat, palms together, thumbs to sternum, getting into those inner joints, allowing a nice bit of opening in the hips. And of course, such a lovely pose, encouraging digestion, encouraging the digestive system to move. Let's take 2 or 3 more breaths here. Those of you seated, you can just wait in your butterfly pose. All right, well done. And then we'll sit ourselves down. So try with control. Bring your feet out in front of you now. If you're in your butterfly pose, you can move feet down onto the mat. We're going to reach the fingertips out in front of us and slowly roll down one vertebra at a time as you bring yourself to lay all the way down. As you bring the shoulders and the head down, you can keep the arms up to the ceiling, bring the legs up to the ceiling, and just start to move through some wrist and ankle rolls. So through our practice today, just moving through the different parts of the body, feeling the movements in the spine, stimulating the internal systems, getting a connection to our breath, so that when we move off our mat and we find ourselves in tough situations, we can pause, take a breath, soften. All right. Bend right thigh to chest, extend left leg all the way forward. Open the right arm out to the side, taking a supine twist, right knee over to the left. See if you can relax this right shoulder down to the floor a little more. Take 3 full breaths. After the third breath, come all the way back through to center. Both eyes to chest. Switch. Right leg forward, left arm out to the side. You're going to roll onto that right hip, Take left knee to the right. And remember, when you move through spinal twists, you can stay quite neutral in the neck if it doesn't feel appropriate to continue the spine through the neck. But if it does, you could look all the way over to your left. 3 full breaths here. Then back onto the spine. You can bring both thighs to chest. Give yourself a nice tight little squeeze. Placing both feet down to the mat, a little bridge stretch. Take the arms up and back behind you. Press into the feet and stretch. Open the belly. Squeeze through the buttocks. Alright, so then slowly roll the spine down from top to bottom. Bring the thighs to the chest. Again, taking a nice tight squeeze. You could even lift the head here as you squeeze yourself into a tiny little ball. And then moving into a short little Shavasana. Important as the beginning of our practice is how we close our practice. Feet out to the side, arms out to the side, palms facing up. Have a little tuck of the chin so the back of the neck stays long and open. Make sure the body is completely relaxed and settled onto the ground. Close your eyes. Deep breath in through the nose. Big sigh out through the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose. Big sigh out through the mouth. Last breath in through the nose. And a big sigh out through the mouth. Taking a few last moments of complete stillness. Alright, if you've got time to stay here a little longer, please feel free to do so. If you need to move, start to move the hands and the feet. You can reach the arms up above your head. Point your toes forward. Take a full body stretch. Bring the thighs to chest as you give yourself a nice tight little squeeze. And then simply rolling over onto your side as you bring yourself up to sit. Legs can be crossed. Palms on the knees. Just close your eyes for a moment and for one more time, connect back to your intention. Your intention that you set for your practice. And that intention that you'll take with you off your mat into the rest of your day, your week, your month, your year. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you for joining for this practice. I hope that you enjoyed it. Apologies for the few technical glitches, but I really encourage you that if there were postures or movements that you loved, and especially if there were ones that you didn't love, that those are ones that you include more regularly in your own yoga practice, even when you're not making live sessions, making sure that you make 10 to 15 minutes of time on your mat every day. It will make a difference. It will change your life. I promise you. Money back guaranteed. But thank you for joining. If you're doing some catch up, remember to comment. Let me know how it went. Those of you here live, thanks for joining. Thanks for that bit of patience with all of this, guys. You all know the drill by now. We can control many things, but the internet is not one. But let me know how you guys are feeling. Let me know how that went. I'm just quickly going to see if there are any comments pulling up here. Let's do a little connect. But well done, everyone. Remembering it is June. It is a beautiful time of the year to recommit to yourself, right? So we're going into the second half of the year. Not only a beautiful time to recommit to yourself, but to take this month to reflect for some serious growth and self-reflection. That is definitely where I am at this June, especially being in an area where we are going into winter, when we can become a little more internal. I'm really, really looking forward to that. I am not getting any comments to pull up at the moment here. So I hope you guys can still hear and see me. I'll have to get back to your comments after the session. But please pop in, say hi. I am back. You guys can send me a message on Instagram or on Facebook. Post about the session, tag me in it, let me know what you loved, what was great, what you would suggest other people to do. Those of you who do yoga a lot, you will know the difference it can make in your lives. As the difference that we can all make in our own lives and each other's lives. So I'm looking forward to seeing everyone take part in this month of June as we raise awareness for the rhinoceros. And just coming from the bush, I'm feeling super excited about all of that. Guys, have a beautiful, beautiful day. I will be popping the info of the next Saturday sessions today, so keep an eye out for that. There will be new meditations this week, and then we will have another Wednesday morning live next week. Lots of love. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Ciao.
Join Jeff this June as we venture to the Timbabati in an effort to save the rhino. Stats show, on average, every 22 hours, a rhino loses its life to poaching in South Africa. It's a story we've heard time and time again. Being on the ground recently, it really hit home that we have to try and do something to help. June is the month where Jeff the rhino is born, a figure of strength, purpose, survival, and vulnerability. Take part in our brand new June programs or select one that is best for you. Either way, you stand a chance to win prizes to the value of 500,000 Rand. By sticking to our plan and looking after ourselves, we are going to be raising awareness for what's happening in the Timbabati, raising funds to improve the safety of the rhino and make a statement that the Jeff community does not just simply stand by. We rally together to try and make a difference.